Hey everybody, how's it going? Thank you for coming back to the channel. Today we got something we've been working very hard on, trying to get back on with the interviews. We sat down with the local band Deity, a melodic death metal and thrash metal band from Norman, Oklahoma. The guys were really cool, down to earth people, great to talk to. Their newest single, or their first single, Lay Down and Die, has hit 9.7 thousand views on their Facebook page, and they've officially got their Spotify, their Apple Music, and their YouTube up and running. So it's on all streaming platforms with a new album closely following behind it. Check out the interview, and let me introduce you to Oklahoma's newest death and thrash metal band taking the scene by storm right now. Check it out.
Yes.
Like,
Yes. So March 12th, we're going to be at 89th Street with Anti-Mortem, Melosis, and Sinalize. Come on. March 13th, we're going to be at Bubba's Brew House in Durant, Oklahoma with Anti-Mortem, Nevermind the Embers, and two other bands. I forget the names, but it'll be on the flyer on the ticket website.
We're looking forward to it.
It's going to be awesome. Can't wait to see you guys.
Check out our single.
Check out our single.
Yeah.
Music video's out now. It's going to be sick. Come on.
You did it.
I did it!
This is just kind of like a get to know you guys kind of thing, since you guys just put out first single, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so those people that don't make it out to shows don't know who you guys are. So I want to ask a couple questions, let you guys talk about yourself, and I know you got an album coming up, so we're gonna talk about that a little bit too. Okay.
Okay.
All right, cool. So we'll just start from the very beginning. How did you guys meet, and when did your band form?
Oh
man. We had started in like 2010 with Sleaze
2009.
2009. Me and him hit each other up on Craigslist and started Sleaze Disease way back when. Terrence joined like 2012, right?
12 or 13.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, they were all in a different band. And I met Terrence, I was in a band and he was in a band. We played a show together. And that was like, oh gosh, that was years before we all joined up like this though.
Right.
Yeah,
like we were all doing our own thing. Joey's in like 7 different bands.
Joey's not gonna stop until he is the drummer.
Yeah. Us four, D&D lineup, they were in Sleaze Disease. Yeah. I was in Suicide Pariah before this, and a couple others, but like Deity is...
Sleaze Disease broke up, and so I'm sitting there doing nothing, and I hit Terrence, and we start jamming, asking him about jamming, we start making music again. So dude, I got a name for the band, Deity. We got him in, me and him were writing music for like, what, 3 years, 2 years? 2017, like 2019.
Couch sessions.
Yep.
And they kept hitting me up, and finally I was like, alright, fine, I'll do it.
Went jammed at your place independently.
But the only reason I didn't want to, because I thought they were like too good, I couldn't keep up with them, bro.
Right.
Honestly.
He still feels that way.
He's the reason why we had that 3-year span, just sitting on the couch.
Trying to convince him or something.
We have to have you have to have this specific bass player.
We tried other ones in between.
They
but
wanted
weren't
me.
I was on board.
I worked out, I guess.
I was on board with, hey, let's get a punk rock bass player. And
Yeah.
It's
It's worked out good so far.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So, what is the band's sound influenced by? Like, what bands kind of influenced the sound that you guys went with?
A lot of like me and him, or at least all of us, but like we kind of had the same love for just old school thrash and just kind of old school like American metal, and so just fast, heavy, melodic, technical here and there. But I mean, he comes from a lot of different influences, and so does he, and so they kind of merge their genres and influences with us, and so it all kind of it's like in a fucked up blender.
Yeah,
What comes out of it is our sound.
Aren't those the best bands though?
Huh?
Right.
Oh yeah. Like got like mixed between punk rock, thrash metal, new wave of American metal, like just all in one cup.
Yeah.
a lot of like Kill Switch, Trivium, Death, Exodus.
Yeah.
No, I definitely got the death vibe when I was listening to it.
Oh, appreciate it.
Nice. You did it.
Me and him work tirelessly on it, but we blend very well because that's one thing I really enjoy about his playing and my playing is that I'll have him on the more like minor side of the scale, and he's very on the major side, but they blend so well.
Okay.
So
what you use lead guitar? Do you guys kind of trade off?
Trade off.
Yeah.
He was original lead guitarist, but we did not trade off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what would you say the band's message is when people listen to your music? Like, is there something specifically you want them to know that you're trying to say?
I mean, Really, we just talk about, like, we have a lot of talk with Native American subjects, because me and him both are Native American. And so we bring up some subjects and, you know, just to tell some of the stories from back then and at least allow a version of them to carry on or give people an idea of kind of how it affects a nationality, but give them a story that they can kind of understand with. So that's kind of what we do. That's kind of the original intent so far has been our intent to at least get other people to understand where we're coming from with through music.
Yeah, and a lot of the lyrics reflect that too, whether it be personal or like just like the whole message that these guys are trying to bring forth. It's not just like, you know, the death metal stuff, ripping dead bodies apart and shit. There's substance to it. If you can understand it, the lyrics are, I think, in my opinion, really well written.
We have fun.
You know. Yeah, we have a couple.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with
our party rock songs. You know, but like,
there's nothing wrong with writing songs about ripping someone's entrails from their
correct.
mouth.
No, there's not. But
Writing and ripping people apart the right way.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
right way.
The sustenance way.
Yeah, but I like the fact that we have something with substance to it too. You know,
Oh,
what
of
I mean?
course.
That's what drew me in too at first too. You know what I mean?
And it draws in a lot of the fans that you really want. Those are the dedicated fans, the ones that look for something with substance.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Because like passive fans are cool and everything, but you want those dedicated ones that show up to your shows and buy your merch, buy your albums.
Definitely.
So, okay, so this is just like a hypothetical little question I like to throw in. If you could open for any band that you want, the dead guys don't count.
Okay, yeah, because we have to go through one of those.
The living bands.
It does.
Now the
Living
bands can be retired; they just have to be alive.
Dustin, you
who
go
would
first.
pick?
Yeah, make your pitch. This
Oh,
is going
fuck,
on
I
the
mean, I
internet.
don't know, really, to be honest. Like,
I
I
think
mean,
you know, you're just not saying it.
I want to say Cannibal Corpse, but I'm not like one of those big raged out like Cannibal Corpse, like,
Yeah, those guys are another level.
you know, like fans though either though.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm more of a punk rocker guy. We already discussed that. These guys are more metal, so like, I mean, I don't know, like, if I opened up for like a punk band, like
Bloodbath, bro.
like, okay, yeah, I would open up for Bloodbath all day long. Or Belphegor. They're one of my favorite. Yeah, black and death metal bands. Yeah, I really respect those guys. Their sound's just incredible. So fucking evil. I love it. I would fanboy so hard if I opened up for that band. Yeah.
Hell yeah. What about
Definitely.
you, man?
Oh man, it'd have to be either, since I can't pick a dead one, Exodus or Testament.
There you go. Testament.
Testament's a good one.
Yeah.
Testament would be
Testament.
hard. Yeah, that would be.
I love to play that with Gary too. Like fuck.
Oh, dude,
Some lessons in violence. Like,
Dude, I would almost be intimidated, but like I don't know, just with that whole band in general.
Oh, yeah.
God damn. I don't know. I've been really getting into Lost Society lately.
Oh,
like
okay.
I've been
Yeah.
following those guys for a while, and like the new record they just put out just slams so
No
hard. And so like
Resolution.
yeah, that would be a band I'd open up for.
That's like anything he sends in the chat is just Lost Society.
Dude, I'm saying like that's just so sick.
It's a bomb ass.
And so like I think our sounds kind of like, I wouldn't say they're similar, but they go along the same path, and I just think that would just be a killer show. I think it would be
dope.
awesome.
Man, he took Testament, man. But
Yeah.
I would give it to Havoc, man, because
Havoc.
I'm sorry, man. Like
Like, you know,
every song pounds, man,
Yeah.
and that's like our entire set. I think we'd fit, man. Like, it'd be like, yeah, Pound Town all night.
Everything.
Yeah, dude.
Awesome. So, let's talk about this upcoming album you guys got coming out. So, what can we expect? Because we've only heard one single, "Lay Down and Die," which fucking awesome, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's not very often I hear a band, especially their first single, and I think, oh, that was cool. Normally, I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? He's like, what did you record this with? But no, it sounded great. So tell me about the album. What can we expect from that?
This album, it's a lot of the songs are old that have been just songs for many years that really us three kind of wrote back in the day, but they just kind of been like locked away in the storage, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only a few songs on the record that are like new that originated from when Deity became like a revisited lineup. But I'd say a lot of the music, there are some parts of the album that kind of go left and right, but it kind of stays generally in the same direction, in the same
Yeah.
path, and just in the same taste.
Sonically, it's got a lot to offer, but it
Yeah.
does stay within the same framework of each song.
Yeah.
You kind of hear the outline.
Yeah, and just like the topic matter of the songs, and again, there's songs that are like almost 10 years old. So like,
Right.
we revisited them, tweaked them a little bit, and kind of made them our own sound to what we are today. And
Deified them.
yeah, deified them. Yeah. But all in all, man, like this is, you know, just as like our first kind of breakthrough record, I think, you know, we did really good with it. I'm proud of it personally, and already with what we're writing for the second album is just already sounding huge. So
Awesome.
yeah, man.
How long would you say it took you guys, like, once you started the writing process officially of this album?
I mean, me and him worked on the title track song, Mayakuji, for what, 2 years straight? We
Yeah.
were kind of defining our sound with it, trying to figure out what we wanted to do. But then we sat down and all three of us wrote Laid to Waste in like a night.
That happened
That's when he
organically.
came into the picture, though.
Yeah, that happened the second practice, I think, or third
Yeah.
practice with him.
Yeah.
Then we wrote that in a night. So
We ended up with this big 7-minute mess that Joey and Dustin had.
It's true, and like at first we were like, well, how are we gonna rearrange this shit?
Yeah,
Like, I
and
remember coming to practice like at Terrence's band, and he's like, all right, he like outlined where the riffs go, dude.
But they
So
all-
we had- because there's like you haven't heard, nobody's heard that song yet, but dude, there's like fucking like 5 different parts and 12 different riffs on that bitch.
And we had to teach every single
Yeah.
note to him. And
Yeah,
like, Joey caught on real fast. Like, no
Yeah.
doubt. Like, he was like, I don't know, like.
Immediately
Immediately canceled.
Well, see, Dustin being a punk rocker, he looked at this metal song and
Yeah. I got it eventually.
yeah, man. Yeah. I would say for punk rock basis, he picked it up pretty damn quick, and now we're like slowly turning him into one of us.
Yeah.
I think ultimately, writing wise, it didn't take more than, I mean, we refined our sound, but altogether, probably less than 6 months because we had the other songs in the backlog. So we just refined 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the old songs, there was like 5 or 6 old songs. So like once we had already had that was like almost already half the album right there, and like the rest just kind of followed suit. So like we had already had a good comprised set list as far as songs. So
And I had to learn the old shit at the same time as the new shit.
Yeah.
He
You
even
know
took,
what I mean?
he
They
even
just
took
threw it
some
all
of
at
the,
me,
like,
man.
the oldest of the old shit,
Yeah.
and then, like, spat new shit on that old shit. Like, what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
First song.
It was a lot. It was a huge learning curve.
tell them what your first show was.
We played on the street corner at Norman Music Festival
Yeah.
in the middle of the summertime, and these cats always do this stuff, whether it be like 2 of them, 1 of them, they all get together. But they play all day. All fucking day.
And we did a basement show that night after we
Unfair
played
skin.
outside.
Man,
Yeah.
poor
And-
punk musician over here used to 2-minute songs.
The sun was beaming down on my poor boy.
I was
right
drinking-
Why you gotta do that, Tim?
I was sipping Jameson and Unfair
Like your
Skin,
one
and
song-
I was
your
so
one song.
sunburned that night.
That was the
Oh.
shorter one.
Your one song is
Man.
like the length of an whole album for him.
Yeah.
That's a shorter song on the album.
Yeah.
You should imagine us trying to like play like shows in general. Our set list was like, oh great,
4 songs.
4 songs.
20 minutes
Yeah.
in stamina.
Yeah, like, that's without the intro.
That's how we measured our distance. It took me 2 songs to get here, so.
They definitely they ran me through the gauntlet, dude.
Right.
Measuring
With
with
the learning the songs, and this is how we're gonna play these shows. Like, oh damn, like, but I survived it. You know what I mean?
Well, you're here, so
Exactly.
you made it.
There
So,
you go.
how many songs are going to be on the album?
I think there are 10.
that many.
10, yeah. 10.
That many.
Including the intro, so 11, pretty much. So,
No.
Okay.
Because it's 9 with SCFU.
Oh, okay. Yeah. 10.
They'll be about an hour long.
Yeah.
Good.
Hour and a half.
See, that's what I miss
Rippy
though.
bass
Those
song.
old school like
They just
albums that are just really long, you know.
I love that old school sound when they play like the album's 50 minutes, hour and 10 minutes long. I love those.
Yeah, like
Because-
some bands call an album and it's like 5 songs and it's like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
That's
so
an
it's an
EP.
EP.
That's
we
an
gotta
EP.
write like
That's what
4
you do with your
or
first shit.
more albums before you can pull a
And
large
so we got to
order.
refine on that. We already got through all the shit.
Yeah.
We got the bad part out of the way.
Yep.
Yeah. Like bands are like, oh, come to our album release. It's an EP. You did 4 songs. it's an EP.
They do 4 songs in a cover. And it's like,
if you have a cover in your set, you're not doing an album release.
Yeah.
Don't forget there's an intro and an outro.
I mean, to me, you play the album in its entirety, right? That's an album release.
Yeah.
That's news to me.
I know COVID's kind of put a damper on a lot of people's plans, and we'll get more into COVID here in a little bit. But what are some of your other plans for 2021?
Well, we do have a couple shows lined up. There are places we haven't played before, markets we haven't really played. We played OKC a few times, but not in the specific areas that we feel that we would thrive the most in. Not to, trash or degrade any places that we've played in, but, we kind of just want to play anywhere we can to wherever nowadays that would host shows. And so we have 2 shows coming up with Anti-Mortem that are happening in like mid-March.
March 12th.
March 12th and 14th.
No, 12th and
13th,
13th.
12th is 89th Street, 14th is Bubba's.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, what they said, yeah. But as far as those couple shows, we don't really have a ton planned as of right now.
Yeah.
Really just kind of focusing on getting this album released, and we know we may do an album release show somewhere, if we can find a cool spot to do it at, but as of right now, we just released a single.
Down to marketing at this point.
Down to marketing, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, kind of where we're focusing, because as, with the state of things, like there's really not a lot to do, and so we, our really track is just marketing.
But
Just pushing the album, marketing, and writing the second one.
to venture out further and play different places
venture out
we haven't
further,
played
yeah.
before,
Yep.
That's what we're really
Get
into.
ready.
Yeah.
Does the album have an official release date yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, we're trying to just circulate the single a little bit first, and we're having some issues online with just some online streaming stores for whatever reason. So once we kind of figure out that issue, then we'll set a good release date for the record, and we'll kind of do that. But kind of letting this single circulate first and do its thing.
But
So.
generate its hype.
Yep.
Let's talk about COVID, because I know it's really fucked with
The
the.
Corvid.
I know it's really
Rephrase.
fucked with a lot of people's
Oh,
lives,
yeah.
and personally, my mental health was plummeting pretty hard when COVID really took over.
Yeah.
How has COVID affected you all as well as your band? Like, has it really changed much for you?
I think it stunted, a little bit of our steam that we had going before it hit.
Kind of slowed
It
us
really
down a
did
bit.
slow us down a little bit.
Right.
And it's, like I said, I'm just happy to have a place to play, honestly right now. Even so, I'm glad that some of the clubs are opening up with really strict rules, and that's good. Obviously, if you see us out and about, we're all going to be wearing our masks anyway, unless
Right.
we're like specifically on stage. But
Yeah.
I think it slowed us down a little bit.
If you watch the video, like the Lay Down and Die music video, carefully, you'll see at the very end, we have David wearing a mask. He was wearing a mask all night.
Yep. That dude knew.
And that's a small patrol crowd anyway. Those are a couple of our closest friends that were
Yeah.
in that video.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I mean, I think, because as he said, like we were kind of really gaining momentum and doing stuff, and then COVID had to hit, and even when COVID hit, we did a couple small shows here and there, just like people's living rooms and stuff like that. Like there's like a lot of punk rock shows we played to where it was kind of like a throw and go DIY kind of deal, and we did a few of those, and did a couple like actual venue shows, but a lot of the time we just focused on the album mainly, just because there wasn't a lot to
We
do.
did a Archer Nation almost got to do.
Oh yeah, we did.
Klein got us up.
Yeah, and we did. We were gonna have some 2 big supporting shows that we did, and then that because of
That all
COVID.
crumbled, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And that was like at the earliest stages, like when it was really starting to hit its peaks, and so everybody at that point, it was like early 2020, where like people were really scared to do anything.
Yeah.
And so, but now, I mean, like, people will go out of state for something, or, now, like, the grip is starting to loosen a little
yeah.
bit. But in the beginning, like, no one fucking went anywhere or did anything, talked about doing anything. And, people who did, like, DIY basement shows were getting frowned upon. And it was like, you're out of your fucking mind,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
They were just too busy hoarding.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay, off topic of the interview. I work at Walmart. I have
So do I.
Okay, meat part.
Meet the part.
I just remember texting Billy like, I know this is a weird. Well, this is a unusual question, but please, we are out of toilet paper. You have to bring something home today.
And I fought for that.
Yes,
whole,
you
that,
did.
that package I brought. Sorry, I was a little triggered there for a minute.
It's alright, man.
All right.
We
So
all feel your pain, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
yeah. So here's another COVID-related question. There's a lot of discussion when it comes to COVID about how it should be handled, what people should be doing, what they shouldn't be doing, and I like to go in these groups and see what people have to say, and even some people locally going as far as saying if you're playing shows right now, you should be blacklisted from the local community.
I've seen a little bit of that.
So how do you guys feel about it? Like, do you feel like we should be having shows with restrictions? Do you feel like we should not be doing that?
Well, there's two sides to that coin because I know COVID is is doing its own thing, but there are businesses at stake. People who run those businesses have mortgages, bills to pay. And if the designated governor or whoever runs whatever city, if they're allowing restrictions and saying, okay, you can have your shows, you can go out to eat, you can do this, close after this certain time, like, I think personally it's okay with it. Now, if they were just free gaming, being like, oh, 24 hours, you can do this, you can do that, like, we don't care, then, like, I could see that being an issue. But, they have to, because, the world's generated by money. It's all run by commerce and everything else. And so, you can't just shut something down for that long and expect that when COVID does, end or go away, that everything's just, is going to go back to normal. And so in the meantime, small businesses, small venues, restaurants, bars, or whatever, they even host live music or just have events or just have like sit down tables. Like if they're permitting restrictions, and personally, I think it's okay because because they can't shut them down fully, but at least they're trying. At least
don't get the big corporation bonuses.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Doesn't help them out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And the people who just run these, little small venues
Their
or bars,
livelihood.
by themselves. Like again, like they have lives too, and if they have the green light to still operate, but close at a certain time or whatever, like both sides kind of win because now this place is closed after a certain time, so people can't go in there. So that's less COVID traffic there, and he still gets to make that guy still gets to make his money at the end of the day.
But
so,
and take your precautions. Follow the rules. Take your precautions.
We're mass social distance. Like people aren't going into these places, at least as far as I know, and like just no masking it because now that it's like really hit its peak and like it's getting worse and more cases are coming up. Like now everybody I see is wearing a mask, regardless if I'm anywhere at any time. And so, but if people wear their masks, like, I don't see why businesses shouldn't stay open, especially at shows. Wear your mask when you load in and load out. Obviously, when you're on stage, you don't want to kill yourself and wear the mask. Like, dying of a fucking heat stroke. But,
we're not Slipknot.
Yeah. As long as you abide by the rules, and, like, businesses shouldn't have any issues. And people shouldn't be having any issue. Because it's not like we're just doing this shit with no masks at all.
If you're not comfortable, stay home. Obviously, I respect anybody's view on it. If you're that scared about it, don't go to these places.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Just
up
wear
to
your mask.
You're taking a risk and exposing yourself when you go around a crowd of people. That's all there is to it.
Man, I was on break at work and they watched TV in there, and if like TV in there, Judge Mathis, if that can be updated with the crowd wearing like face shields in the back, I'm just like, bro. if that can really be happening, man, like it's not that hard.
Yeah, but like I see the people trying to blacklist bands or blacklist venues for having shows, but again,
That's how they make their money.
yeah, let them make their money, let them play their show. If you don't like it, then you don't have to go. If you don't like it, we don't need your opinion to do the shit that we love to do. If you don't like it so much, then keep the opinion to yourself.
We've been shitting on opinions like ours all the time anyway.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Keep it
to
just
yourself,
keep going.
man.
Right, exactly. Now, when it comes to the restrictions and guidelines that are put on shows, do you feel like it's more of the individual's responsibility to take care of themselves, or that the venue should be taking more charge on
It
making
depends.
sure the safety?
Depends on the situation. I think if I think if they're required to wear masks, then they should be stopping people at the door. Hey, let's do your temperature check. We'll make you wear a mask because it's not gonna hurt anything.
Well, and have the businesses have like the blue masks.
Yeah, like Walmart does when you walk in.
Yeah, like if you don't have a mask, they'll give you one. And like there's a lot of other businesses.
There's a lot of people
like
That's
flip the
standard,
fuck out.
yeah, they flip it. The Karens flip out. You know what I mean? But like
We've played shows like this where they've actually took your temperature at the door.
Yeah. Taking ours before we could even.
yeah, have to bring our own microphone and stuff. So like
there's a lot of precautions.
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it, if y'all can pack into Walmart to do your shopping every week.
Exactly.
Boom.
Yeah, why can't we have 20?
I know exactly how
If
packed
you're gonna
that
break the
shit
6
is.
feet rule to steal my toilet paper from my hands, I think I
Or
should
the
be able
soup
to
on my
mosh
family.
you instead.
This is soup for my family.
Soup for my family.
It's ultimately down to the individual how careful they want to be whenever you're. Like I said, you put yourself in that situation when you choose to go out. You see what I'm saying?
Bro,
But a
didn't
lot of
they
people
like
don't
storm the Capitol not long ago?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, none of those people are wearing masks. So it's,
There was no social distancing happening.
Come on, man.
Okay, so
Like he said, there's 2 sides of the coin, man.
Yeah.
we'll go ahead and move on from that one though. So I know you mentioned a couple of shows. When and where are they?
Yes. So March 12th, we're going to be at 89th Street with Anti-Mortem, Melosis, and Sinalize. Come on. March 13th, we're going to be at Bubba's Brewhouse in Durant, Oklahoma with Anti-Mortem, Nevermind the Embers, and 2 other bands. I forget the names, but it'll be on the flyer on the e-ticket website.
We're looking forward to it.
It's going to be awesome. Can't wait to see you guys.
Check out our single.
Check out our single.
Yeah.
Music video's out now. It's going to be sick. Come on.
You did it.
I did it!
Yeah.
Oh,
Vegas.
Yeah, man.
Well, that's all I have, guys. You have
Awesome.
anything else you wanted to mention?
No, I don't have anything.
You
Right?
got piss again, don't you? It's like the 3rd time he's gone.